Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to peek in a little bit on one of the workshops behind us. So Rachel's working with a group here. Thought you might want to hear some of it and watch some of the other stylists do it to kind of get a taste for how that is. So we're going to take this mic over there and we're going to kind of let them hear what's going on, let y'all hear what's going on. And if you have questions, holler. We'll do our best to get to them when we can get to them. But hopefully this gives you a sneak peek. And then we might pop over and see one other group as well if we can work that out with the camera too. So here we go. Just hold that while you're talking. Otherwise, they won't hear you on the video.
Hey, virtual people. Welcome. Welcome to our crew. I got the best group, so I'm so glad you're joining. I'm so happy. I chose the checkout counter area because I'm excited. We're talking about weight loss.
I feel like this is the Rachel Apple show, and we're talking about, we have a lot of guests here, evidently, and we're all talking about weight loss.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Anyways, we're talking about weight loss. Okay, we just did the situation where the bride wants to lose weight. So we're just talking about some key points, some good things that our bride did, and etc. I'm catching up to speed. We're back to you guys, okay? Anyways, you said great job, which was awesome.
Yes.
Key point. And then after that, so don't feel yourself being like, what do I
Megan,
say? What do I say? What do I say? She wants to lose weight. And I want to be like, girl, yeah, that's a good idea. That's not what you want to say. So you didn't say that, but I felt you'd be like, what do I say? Here's the next point. I'd be like, okay, first of all, I just want to say, like, I love that you're, like, whatever journey you want to go on, I'm here for you in this. Because ultimately, I want you to feel like you're the best version of yourself on your wedding day. And whatever that means for you, girl, I'm down. So if that means, like, we have coffee every day at 10 and, like, you call me and we're like, hey, then, like, that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Is, like, your fiance loves who you are. So whatever that means, I want you to feel that. Hands down. But also know this. Here's a small fact. That your wedding dress, you can take it down 2 sizes. So 2 sizes down from wherever you're at right now, you can totally do that. But at the end of the day, it's your wedding dress. Here's the good news. We'll look at the size chart. So if you want to pick a different size than what you are currently, girl, totally your thing. We'll get there when we get there. Okay, so talk to me a little about...
What is a major difference with what Rachel just did and what you're practicing here? What are you noticing about what Rachel just did? Okay, she got close to the bride. What else? She's keeping it positive. How do you know that? How is she keeping it positive? Is it her voice, her pitch, her posture, her face? And the reason she feels even closer to the bride than she is because she is zoned in. The energy she has is connecting to the bride. And your energy infuses the bride with a positive energy too. If you're just saying positive words, but you're saying it without energy, nothing. You won't feel anything. We're trying to help her feel free to feel, right? And if she has shared something vulnerable about her weight loss, that's a scary thing. We want her to feel free to keep sharing that. So in order to do that, she's totally comfortable. Her story about, I don't know, you're going to call at 10 o'clock in the morning, we'll do coffee. What did we all do? We laughed. Why? She's totally loosey-goosey and free to just be. And that helps the bride know this person's comfortable with what we're talking about. So now I can be comfortable, right? And so it's so much energy. Get that positive energy in your posture, in your body, in your voice, in your eyes, not just your words. That's how positivity then connects to another person.
Yeah.
Okay? Excellent.
We just had this thing happen in my store, actually. We had this bride who emailed, like, probably at this point it was like from today, like maybe 9 months ago, and she told us she was starting a weight loss journey, and like she had basically pinpointed this one specific gown. She felt so strongly it was going to be her gown, but she refused to try it on until like 3 months post that time frame because she was going to, like, she just got in the Peloton. And so, like, even an email back, receptionist, even an email back, I'm like, girl, what is your Peloton name? Because let's be friends, because I love a good challenge. Like, you got to go back in a way that's like not necessarily like. So then those 3 months passed, and then we brought this specific dress in for her. She legit wouldn't put it on her body because she was like, hey, I got 3 more months to go. And I'm like, okay, but first of all, can we just like maybe drape it over the shoulder? Like, how you feeling? And then I'd ask her, like, okay, so like, where you at? Like, who's your favorite instructor on Peloton? Yada, yada. So then she literally just bought last week, you guys. This is like a 9-month journey. And she's lost a lot of weight in between, and like, go her, but like there was never a point in time where it was like, what is she doing? Like, wasting my time, like waiting and waiting. And it was a very expensive dress, and that's not the point. But ultimately, it's just like, how could I cheer her on along the way? Because we all know what it feels like to have someone who is going for it. And she literally, I think she tried the dress on one time. And that was the only dress she ever tried on. One dress total.
The thing that changes you from let me put it this way. The thing that changes you into someone who can inspire another is those kinds of personal interactions. If you just answered her with facts in that email, well, this is da-da-da, and this is the time frame of gowns, and this is da-da-da-da, any regular facts, you have not helped her transform into what she, yeah, exactly right. You've not connected. Guess what? When she connects the way she does, that girl is willing to wait 9 months and still hang on to her and not in the meantime get distracted. So many times we can hear they want to wait for 9 months to try on a dress and we write them off. Instead of being like, oh, I got this, and I am so going to connect with her that for 9 months, she's going to be counting down the days till she can meet me, right? You make that difference. I love that.
Yeah, it was really fun. But anyways, we have a good time. Okay, this is you're our final bride. But we have 2 more in here, so don't you worry, Party Online.
And then when they do it, if you can share that mic with them so that they can hear.
You got it.
There. That'd be great.
Don't get nervous. This man's pretty cool back there behind the camera. He's a good time. So really, you're just talking to him. You know what I mean? We did some dance moves earlier. It was a good time. Okay, here's the situation. Oh, we're going to go. You get to be the bride now. How exciting. Okay, so the bride says she feels uncomfortable in fitted gowns, but her family, and you, keep pulling.
Who is that? Oh, somebody
fitted gowns, whatever. You're pulling like fuller dresses. You love fitted, they're pulling full. What time we start? 2:30. It's an hour and a half, the first one.
2:30.
Did you just hear everything I said back there? Okay, come on back, Brad. Okay, so you're going to be on the pedestal. This is your bride. She's gorgeous. She has tried on several dresses before, and she's feeling it because she looks good in this fitted dress, okay?
Okay. So, how are we feeling?
Amazing.
Okay. What is your favorite part?
I just love my shape in it. I feel really good. I feel confident.
That is so amazing. Now, wait a second. What? So, bride, how do we feel about an A-line? We've tried on a lot of dresses before. So, it's very, very different from what you have on now.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a lot of volume. Try. Yes, I think you should. We could try.
I mean, what about this feels a little similar to this? Like, what is something that you can take from this dress that you have on and you're like, okay, I can find something about, it's like, no.
I mean, the top is nice. I can make
You don't seem as positive as you are about this dress. And I know they're your bridal party. You want them to feel good. And I know you've tried on A-line before. When you tried on that A-line before, what was your thinking?
It was pretty.
But you didn't feel the way that you feel now.
No, I feel good now.
You feel good, anything other than good.
I mean, I feel beautiful. I feel like a bride.
That's what we want. We don't want good, we want like a bride.
Okay, clap it out, group. Clap it out. Clap it out. We clap for everyone in our group. It's very exciting. Thank you. If you don't want to put those fun dresses away. First of all, great job. Good job. You did a good job. If at home you don't know this placement, this is called the Power Pocket, and if you're not in it, find it because it's a good place to be as a stylist. Okay, so here's the good news. The only thing when they bring the dresses over, you can be like, oh my goodness, welcome back to the party, which you totally did. Amazing. And then when she has the dress in her hand, I want you to find yourself moving over to get it. Used to make sense? Like, I want you to go get it and then bring it back so that, like, that's an immediate, like, I'm not releasing it, meaning I'm going with you here. So you're going to bring it back some over to your side, and then I want you to talk about it and the way that you're going to say, okay, so bride, you've been trying on some dresses. We've been trying. Come on back. It's okay. Come back. You're great. No worries. So you're going to be like, okay, bride. Okay, so you'll say her name, Sarah. My brides are always Sarah. I don't know why. So Sarah, oh my gosh, Sarah, okay, so we've been trying on a lot of dresses and like we've been eliminating through them. So this fitted shape, you're totally loving. We're kind of vibing with it. We're loving it the most. This one is that ball gown style. So we're talking like full and puffy skirt, like it really goes out. Bride, what's your thought? But don't forget to validate like that. Thanks so much for grabbing this. Like you have great taste. Like I'm seeing you might be a ball gown girl. I'm loving this. Does that make sense? And then as you grab it and pull it over. So you're going to validate the taste, bring it back over, and then hold the dress, which you did. but just don't make her describe it. You describe. That would be the only change I would say. So like you would then, and also I get it. We got a whole situation back here. It's okay. So then I would just say, okay, so we've kind of eliminated like the fuller skirt because we're feeling more womanly in this like fitted shape, but you have this one here, and this is that ball gown. So we're talking like full out. Bride, what's your thought? And she'll be like, oh, and if she's like, you know what, I still want to try it because it's her pool, I'm going to be like, I'm seeing that we have friends with good taste here. Okay, so we'll just grab it and put it back in there. Because it could be like 3 seconds and it's off, it goes. But likely the bride will eliminate if she's tried on others. Okay?
Her friend was like, oh, why don't you try this one on? It looks like my dress. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, right? Because here's the thing. That girl could have just recently gotten married, and she has no idea the difference between, she thinks her wedding was the best wedding, and she's not wrong, right? When you get married, like your wedding to you is the best wedding you'll go to, period, because it's yours, and it's your love story, and it's important. So the bride's not wrong. This looks like mine. Like she's saying, hey, girl, your taste may not be like 10 out of 10, but mine is like maybe 10 out of 10, so maybe try this one. So then you just have to validate her. Like, first of all, what I want to see later is some wedding pictures. So like after we go and change, I want to see your wedding. And then put it out there like that. Okay? We have 2 more. Anyone want to double up? No? You do? Okay. Is it helpful to see the practice? At home? At home. Yeah, you guys are at home. Some key takeaways that we've had in our group is that you always want to say, great question. It's a great question. What was the other takeaway? Yeah, what's your thought? Yeah. What's your thought? That's a great question. That's how you start your positivity. It's a great question. You see how my eyes get bigger? Oh, I just flicked you off. So my eyes will get bigger. So like you'll say, oh my gosh, great question. And not necessarily like, oh, that's interesting. Good question. Interesting, good question. Oh, sorry, we're putting up the scenario now. Not yet, not yet. Your bride? Okay. Okay, so as soon as you walk out, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I can see that she hates it. I can see it all over her face. Come on back. Right, get up, move around. Okay, congratulations, you're a bridal stylist. Okay, your bride's in here, and you're just going to like walk out with her. Her party's over here on the couch. So you get the microphone.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I can definitely tell you guys like know each other super well. You've had great taste when you're like picking out dresses for her and stuff. Sometimes we are a little bit surprised by like our own emotions and things. So like she could love this. It kind of seems like a thinking face. So bride, what's your thought?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on right here.
Okay, are we not liking like how it cinches around the waist right here?
You crushed that. You crushed that. Okay, what she said on the couch was, I can see all of her face, that she just hates it, right? We all hear that, right? You're walking, sometimes a lot of stores don't have like mirrors in the dressing room, so like they can't actually see what's going on. Also a great point to bring up if you don't have mirrors in the dressing room. So your response was like 10 out of 10. Crushed it. She said, great question. She said, oh my gosh, first of all, I can totally see what you mean by that. And it's like, oh my gosh, like this is her first time trying on wedding dresses, right? So how does she know? Is she thinking? Is she processing? Is she studying? Or is she kind of like, oh girl, no thanks. Lots of things. And also like we don't have mirrors in our dressing room, so like she doesn't know. But I love that. I can tell you guys are really close. You crushed it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Anyone else? Peer pressure. You were like, absolutely not.
I saw you like a
Okay, you're a bride. You're a bride. Okay. Okay, so you'll be sitting, and then you're gonna say, so like, what size are these? Like, how do I know like what size is what? Like, how do I know what will fit me? So you'll say seated. At home, you'll not hear her say that. So she's going to say, so like, how are these sized, and how do I know what they are? Okay, consultant, come on back. Okay, congratulations, you're a consultant. Your party's just gonna be sitting. This is your bride right here, and her crew. Okay, so you've done all the 7 questions. You've done perfect, awesome. So, and then she's got a question. The bride test.
All right, how are we feeling? What can we do?
So I'm just a little concerned. How does the sizing work here? Like, how do I know what size I'm going to be in?
That is a great question. So we can take your measurements to begin with. A lot of times I'll go off your street size and then we can kind of go from there. But if we want to be super specific, I can go off the street size or go off your measurements, see what they say, and we can go through that. And then we can walk you through the sizes that we have in our store.
I forgot what we were doing for a second. Okay, great. You said great question. Killed that part. Loving it. I don't think anyone's going to forget that at this point, right? Okay. And then after that, so like she hasn't even looked at dresses. Tell me what she is saying by saying, how do I know what sizes these are? What do you think she's saying to you? Yes, so she's saying, the bride to you is saying, she's saying, what size are these? How do I know where to look? What she is actually saying to you is, will I fit into anything? Are my, like, whatever, like, are they too small, too big? Like, where am I going to sit? It could be that, like, you have the most petite bride ever, and she's looking at you being like, how do I know where to look? Because, like, these look huge to her. Does that make sense? So, like, it could be both sides of this conversation, so don't assume one nor the other, but that's what she's saying to you. So what you want to hear back from that is like, oh, here's the good news. These are samples. So meaning like bridal sizing is like funky town, you guys. It is like, if you are normally like a size like 2, you'll be like, you go up 2 sizes, use your hand, up 2 sizes, 4, 6. So you're probably like in that 6-ish range, so like depending on where you sit, but here's the good news. These are all samples. So we can clamp them, we can make them smaller. We'll do that in the dressing room. So don't worry about that. I've got you covered. No worries. But if you ever have a question, feel free to totally let me know and I will show you like certain things for sure. Make sense? Okay. So just, make sure that like this is my biggest key to like staying positive is obviously looking up, not down, but also like when a bride asks you a question, like think about what she's actually trying to ask rather than just like answering that exact question. Does that make sense? So like if she's saying to you like, so like where are like are these arranged by price point? Her initial gut reaction is like, I don't want to touch a thing that I can't afford. I'm nervous because like this is like the biggest gusto I got in regards to spending that I don't want to necessarily even like go to an area if they're arranged by prices that I don't want to go there if like I can't afford that. So that's what I want you to hear her say in those questions. Make sense? Any other scenarios where people ask you a question right at the end, you're like, oh, that's new?
I've gotten like mother-in-laws that like just will not let go that we have like colored dresses in the store at all.
Yeah.
Like we have a few black dresses and like so we have one that's like blue and they just like zero in on that.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
So like, okay, the question was like, what do you do when a mother-in-law specifically is like honing in on like the fact that you have colored dresses being like black dresses or blue dresses in your store. And what is their like, they're holding on to it in the way that they feel like that's problematic?
They're like, it kind of they feel like it discredits the store because they're like, that's not even a wedding dress.
Okay. Are you assuming, so she's saying it feels like they discredit sorry, I have to like, we should just get closer.
Kind of like what she's saying. She's like,
Her tone in which she delivers the information makes you feel like she feels as if your store is not as great because you have colored dresses. Her tone delivery is like that. Okay, I need you to see, like, look at that and say back in your head, I look here. She's curious because this lady potentially got married 40 years ago. And when she got married 40 years ago, the process looked like maybe we go into a department store and we picked something out of stock and we bought it. So I need you to remind yourself, this is all new to her still. So like, I don't want you to hear her say like, this is gross. Like, this is weird. Like they have colored dresses. I feel like almost every store has a colored dress at this point in a way, right? So like, it's actually like more common than is uncommon. Like that's a fact, I feel. So like what I want you to hear her say, this is the difference in seeing positivity. So like, I want you to hear her say, oh, that's interesting. There's colored dresses. How cool. Oh, and I want you to know that she probably hasn't shopped for wedding dresses in a while. And it actually makes you like super unique. And what I would say back to that, I would say like, oh my gosh, you're totally right. Like we do have different colored dresses. We have a dress as you walk into my store that is all white with like red, blue, green, like embroidery everywhere. And people think, they literally ask me every day, who buys this? Like, who buys this? And I literally say, I got a secret. That dress is for me. Like, I just wanted to look at it. So like, If no one buys it, like, it's not the end of the world. But like, can we talk about how pretty it is though? I would literally lean in like that. Like, that's a great question. Like, here's the good news is that wedding dresses, like, it's not just like one thing anymore. Like, we're allowed to have our personal styles. Like, you'll see color throughout the store, but like, aren't those kind of cool? I mean, ultimately, like, if you want the black dress, like, you can totally have that because she might not want it. Does that make sense? It's a change of mindset of thinking that mom, even though her tone is of question, like, so like, what's that blue dress? It's probably the delivery, right? So like, what's that? I want you to hear her say like, honestly, actually, I don't know. Like, I wonder, like, that's so interesting. They have a new, that's cool. That's what I want you to hear her say because that's what she means. Does that make sense? The change of positivity. And yeah.
Because a lot of this is like very, very positive. Like, oh my gosh, I'm great and all that. But
Yes.
there are brides that we have, and you can say like the majority of the brides are not at that level, that they like to have a little bit more of like a calm appointment.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah, I love this dress, very nice and pretty. Like, how do you approach that type of
Yes.
bride versus the one that's there to say like, oh, everyone has time.
Yes.
And where you look.
Yes. My natural tendency, as you can tell, is up, right? Okay, so her question is how do you communicate positivity in a way to someone who's not necessarily like, whoa, totally fair question. That's my natural go-to. Is like that's just my actual human person. But if you were my bride and you were like more subtle, like come on up actually, if you don't mind. And so like let's just say like you're in a dress. I'm delivering the same information. The only thing that changes, I'm morphing to who you are and not who I am. Because my goal is to serve you and not make me cool. Does that make sense? Like, I want you to have a life moment, not me. So at any given point, like I will know from seeing your ring at the beginning of front of the door. Yes, exactly. So from seeing your ring at the very front of the door, that like you, I would not be like, oh my gosh, like how you doing? I would not be up like this. I would immediately morph down to you. Energy wise. And that is not because I want to change who I am. It's because I want you to have the life moment. You don't need to change who you are. You just are going to morph your energy level to the other person. So let's say that you're in a dress and let's say, what is it? Let's say, what question do you want to ask me?
It's not really even a question. It's just more like they are very introspective. They don't like to talk a lot. They're going to look at themselves and just be like, and then everyone else is also kind of silent at that same point.
Yes.
Like, and that's just how.
That's who they are.
As humans.
Exactly. And I'm here for that.
like,
I'm not going to just like throw stuff at you. Her point is that when they're just kind of quiet and down, how to like then morph into that situation. And they walk up to the mirror and that's what they say. Oh, they like it. We're running on positivity, which we can run through. Okay, you ready? Okay. Okay, so like what's your thought? Like how do you feel? Yeah. You look gorgeous. So what's your thought? Like do you like the buttons in the back? Like here, actually turn to the side. I'm just like so you can see that mirror. Yeah, what's your thought? Do you like the buttons?
I like the I think
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This one is so different on your frame than the last one. What's your thought there?
yeah, no, it's like I like the A-line type of style. I think I like that one.
Yeah, it's a little like freer in the bottom and like a little more relaxed. Like you can kind of just like have a good time. Do you see what I'm doing? Do you feel a difference? Like I'm not forcing you into a conversation. Like if you keep shutting me down one word, I'm just hoping to like I want you to check yourself out. Like let's find something that is interesting. Does that help answer for you?
A little bit.
Okay, what are you missing?
No, I just know that a lot of different brides, they're very like, especially in my area, I feel
Yeah.
like so much more introspective.
Yeah.
Versus like wanting to pull conversation from them. So usually what I do, at least in that situation, is I don't talk as much to the bride that's talking about themselves. They are probably also people pleasing, so they'll go to their entourage and be like,
Yeah.
so like, what do we like in the entourage and all that.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the shape? Awesome. Okay, well, do we want to go into the next one? Do we feel confident in this? And like, if they're like, okay, yeah, I'm good, and then put them back into the room,
Yeah.
bring them back out, that kind of stuff.
Let me throw this out there for you to, and for
Your
you, if
recap.
is this on? I don't know if you got, okay. What I want you to keep in mind though, when she chose the person she's gonna marry, was it up to them? Like, did she choose that person to people please? Probably.
In this scenario, probably not.
Probably not. And I would say majority of people are not going to choose someone for their forever based on just people pleasing the people that are sitting here. It is because that person who they've said yes to gets them. They love all of who this person is, how they respond to life, how they communicate, how they're introspective, how they're quiet. And that person knows how to be in that space and free you to just be that. You as a stylist, that's what I want you to focus on with her. I don't want you to assume she's a people pleaser. I don't want you to assume she doesn't want to share with you. Because if that partner that she has chosen assumed she's quiet because she doesn't want to share with me, they would never be able to find the ways in to show her she's valued and give her a safety to share. So many times the experience is when someone's quieter, they're used to the crowd speaking louder than them. They're used to the crowd thinking that their voice is more important than it should be. My job as a stylist is to connect with her, and that's where I'm going to stay focused. Do I want to make sure the audience knows I love them? For sure. But I need them to know this isn't their choice. This is her choice. And the way I do that is by exemplifying how to operate to free you. Not, I'm going to talk over you and they're going to talk over you, and we're just going to assume that she wants to do what we all want. No, no, no. You're too valuable for that. I want to know what you think. And so what I'll do is provide a comfortable, safe space for you to talk. I'm not going to take your standoffishness, and this is to Rachel's point, I'm not going to take your standoffishness as a shutdown of me. And I'm not going to think that you're standing off because you're afraid of me. I'm going to interact in your quietness in a comfortable way. And then I'm going to allow any baby step that you take to be celebrated, not huge, but celebrated. So when you say, so let's say, you know, in what you just said, the flowy, you're like, yeah, I like it. So flowy more than the straighter, like your legs can move a little free? Yeah, high five. That's good information. Yeah, nicely done. Okay, then perfect. This one beats the other one out then. Great, out the other one goes. Let's go to the next, good. So I'm celebrating a move forward. Now we know we've eliminated. We've done amazing work here. And she has stayed the one with the voice. Keep your brides being the one with the voice. And don't think that because they're quiet, you're trying to find a way to get them loud or excited or overt. That's not our goal. Our goal is to celebrate them where they are and interact with them where they are. See that? That help? Some? Sure. How do you feel personality-wise in connection to the quiet bride?
I feel like I relate to them a lot more because that would be, in a sense, like the kind of bride I would be. Like I would be like, okay, yeah, I like this. Now I want to get into the next one. Like I want to see all the dresses versus like saying my opinion right away.
So it was just so cool to me that you're standing here with purple hair, which is a strong choice.
We got purple and blue in my group. How did I win?
I know, you won.
Yeah, well, I killed
That's
it.
a strong choice. That is not a choice that says, I really don't have an opinion one way or the other. It says, I do have opinions. I'm just not feeling like the whole world must approve of them before I make it. I love that. Perfect, right? Perfect. What we're trying to do here, the only reason we're looking for some details from the bride is so that we can barely separate the dresses so she can actually make progress. That's all. Progress, we will try on all the dresses. I'm not trying to push her to say yes to this dress. And that's very good intuition that you have, that sometimes questions can make a bride feel like we're pushing her to say yes. So if you're feeling that with a bride, because you resonate with that, what I would tell her is say, hey, listen, by the way, we're trying all these dresses on. We're going through all of them, so just so you know. But curious, do your legs move better in this one? Do you prefer this one even just a little bit more than the first? Not like, oh yeah, is this your dress? But just like, is this one like, yeah, I think I like this one a little better? Or is it, you know, what's your thought? You see what I'm doing? I'm then providing, we're gonna go through. This isn't pressure. This is just, is this one a little bit better? Yeah? Good job. And I would be pointing up to her the unique factors of her that show she has strong perspectives. Because you do have strong perspectives. I bet you have strong perspectives about a lot of things. And they're deep in you.
Just a little.
My grandmother used to always say, still water runs deep. I want you to tell that to the other brides who are similar to you in how you function. And I want you to resonate with them on how you know that they value what's important. I can tell from you, like, that saying that still water runs deep. There's so much in you. And girl, I am right there with you. Like, I'm the type of person that feels things deeply, but it doesn't have to be overt. I love it. So I'm watching, how you're feeling in these dresses, and that's what matters to me. And just know we're gonna nail it with this dress, where you're gonna be like, yep, this is me, and you're gonna know it. You see how that language is? It's to help her know I get her, I value her, I see her, and I'm excited to see more of who she is. And when that's the dynamic, the person will slowly begin to share more. It may be here, it may be in there, it may be later she'll call me. Do you see what I mean? But she will know, hey, this safe person, safe space, instead of scary salesperson. I need you to know you can communicate that. They won't view you as a scary salesperson. Just because most scary salespeople are scary and they're like so intrusive, like you're not that, and you're gonna show her you're not that, but you're gonna have to do it on purpose. You have to show her on purpose those things. You know what I'm saying? Good questions. Good questions.
Crushed it.
And cool hair.
Yeah. You better watch out. I think you two are the only two with colored hair, and they're in my group.
Well, you're the
Killed
wild
it.
child of the
Yeah,
group,
wild
friend,
child. Yes,
so.
I know. I really am the wild child. Okay, amazing. Great thoughts about positivity, you guys. You guys crushed the sessions. Thanks for going twice, and thank you for going first. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna pop over with that mic over to here really quick.
Okay,
before
great. Okay, bye,
we have
friends.
2 minutes. Sorry, coming over here. What? I think.